Hi, and welcome to a product demo of Conscia.ai's DX Graph. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to showcase how organizations can leverage Conscia's DX Graph to unify complex commerce data instead of having to rely on traditional product information management systems. Commerce data can be a complex ecosystem, from product information in ERPs to related product content in CMSs, and even vendor and inventory information scattered in multiple homegrown and legacy platforms. It is difficult to provide a centralized view of all of your commerce data in one system that is accessible to all of your channels. If your commerce data is very simple, then a traditional PIM solution may be sufficient for your needs. Conscia.ai specifically serves organizations that are dealing with a lot of complexity and fragmentation in their data and offers a powerful solution built with a graph database at its core. Before jumping into the demo, I'll highlight some of the challenges traditional PIMs face. This will help set the stage to illustrate how Conscia approaches PIM differently. The value of a PIM is based on its ability to bring together all product information into a central hub. Here's 3 challenges we often hear. The first challenge we hear is that the underlying data structure or schema that it supports is often quite rigid. As your business evolves, the PIM then falls behind due to its inability to adapt or support your changing business model. The second challenge is that product data is often inconsistent, inaccurate, and full of gaps because it comes from multiple systems. Traditional PIMs don't offer the ability to identify where data quality needs to be addressed, and the tools to enrich and cleanse your data are often lacking. And finally, the third challenge we typically see with traditional PIMs is the lack of insights on how your products are performing on both the digital and store shelves. Having these are vital to making business decisions needed to continue to grow your business. The Conscia DX Graph reinvents product information management by tackling these challenges head-on. To ensure your business can scale, the Conscia PIM supports a flexible data model. This data model works both with flat and nested data and supports the building of relationships on the fly to help you associate product data to content data. Built-in data quality, data transformation, and data enrichment tools are available to business users right in the platform to help uphold high-quality standards. And lastly, the Conscia PIM offers 360 dashboards which help you combine first-party data and third-party data into easy-to-interpret visual analytics and actionable insights. As we go through our demo, you'll notice that Conscia was designed with the goal of putting the merchandising and commerce teams back in control. The power features we'll see in this video are all accessible to business team members. There's no need for a development project to make changes to data models or set rules for data validation. This is incredibly valuable as it puts the experts back in control and saves time, allowing your business to pivot faster and more efficiently. Now, let's jump into the demo. Product and product-related data across organizations, they're not all structured the same. This is the reason why the Conscia PIM supports a flexible data model. The flexibility in the data model means I can create a flat product structure just as easily as I can create a more complex, nested product structure, and I can update it anytime I need. The dashboard we're currently on is showcasing the data model for the products in my product catalog. As business users, we can change that data model simply by dragging elements into it. For example, as my business grows, I want to add a list of authorized retailers at the product level. Each retailer should have a name, a logo, and an HTML description. To do this, I'll simply drag in my fields and save my data model. After saving my data model, I can see that my new fields are immediately available for use. I mentioned earlier that PIM was designed with the business in mind, and this is why our flexible data model is built around such a simple and intuitive interface, and most importantly, requires zero code. One of the key differentiators with Conscia's DX Graph over traditional PIMs is the ability to model relationships. Relationships are obviously a fundamental part of your data. Products have variants, variants have inventory, and vendor information. Products can also be associated with other data, such as content articles, in order to support an immersive experience for the end customer. To that end, DX Graph supports 3 different types of relationships that allow business users to seamlessly connect datasets to one another. The first type of relationship is a one-to-one relationship. Here's an example where a product is connected with a default SKU. This one-to-one connection with the SKU catalog allows us to search across all of the attributes of SKU and select one record to be associated with that product. The second type of relationship is a one-to-many relationship. An example of this would be a product belonging to multiple categories. From the product itself, through the relationship, I can look up against my collection of categories and assign one or more categories to my product. One helpful thing to note is that each relationship has a visual HTML template which you can attach to it. This controls how related records show up visually and what content is displayed. This is just a cool little feature that helps you personalize relationships within DXGraph. The third and last type of relationship is a dynamic relationship. In this type of relationship, we're using a common element between two types of data to dynamically create the relationship. This is particularly useful when integrating third-party data. In our example, each SKU in our catalog has a product ID. A dynamic relationship would look at the product and SKU collections, find where common ID exists, and bridge the two, as you can see here. As a closing note on relationships, one very powerful feature of the DXGraph is that when a relationship is created, data from related entities travel with the main entity. So if you syndicate your product catalog to a downstream system, elements like SKU, brand, category, inventory would travel as part of the product record. This greatly simplifies the work front-end systems need to do to showcase your product. The second key pillar we talked about was the ability to address data quality within a PIM. DXGraph provides data quality standards and tools needed to validate the accuracy, richness, and overall reliability of the data. On top of that, automated classification provides a means to further enrich your data. Each collection in DXGraph has what we call inspector cards. These inspector cards act as filters that can be used to judge the quality of your data. In our product catalog, we can see from this inspector card that 124 popular products exist without images. Clicking on this inspector card will quickly drill down in this data so I can action it. I can also combine multiple inspector cards to drill down even further. You'll notice that every time an inspector card is selected, the other inspector cards are recalculated. Inspector cards were built to help streamline the day-to-day activities of business users, and this is why it's easy for business users to add or modify cards as needed. Business users can drag operations onto the canvas to define what the inspector card should search for. As with any system, sometimes you need to tweak your data. The DXGraph comes with a library of operations which you can apply to manipulate your data. Another way to manipulate your data is to enrich it using automatic classification. In our example, we've added a merchandising classification on products. We've set up a rule called summer style wear, and this rule has a condition. When the condition is met, products are automatically tagged. This automatic classification feature is a huge time-saving tool, especially in scenarios where product data is coming from many different sources. With traditional PIMs, analytics and insights don't play a major role. Thanks to the combination of a flexible data model and relationships, DXGraph can ingest any type of data and build relationships around it, allowing us to create 360 dashboards. 360 dashboards provide a holistic view in the form of analytics data, such as calculated metrics, attribute summaries, behavioral metrics, and intelligent recommendations. Having this level of holistic reporting available to the business and marketing teams equips them with the information needed to better drive business decisions. This brings us to the end of our demo. Through this video showcase, I hope you saw how Conscia's DXGraph tackles the challenges that come with traditional PIMs. The ability to scale your data model, identify and enrich your data, and generate insights around your product performance are what helps DXGraph reinvent product information management. There's so much more to the DXGraph, including category-specific attributes, AI categorization, and even tailoring data streamed to downstream channels. If you're interested in finding out more, reach out to us through any of our channels. Thanks and have a great day.